Hello friends, today I would like to show you my techniques to using the cursor to implementing the codes and my techniques. It's really helpful to achieving the best results. So the first one, you should always behave the cursor like a new programmer because it has no idea about your project or your idea. It's just trying to implement what you need. So if you didn't describe well, that's why you always have to watch what it created because it can easily assume something that you don't want. It will use the trained data also because it also using the trained data when creating codes, and if you didn't describe well, it will just match the some other parts of that codes in the trained data. It will use that codes inside this. That's why you see some new files, some new methods, some things, and sometimes it's not used in your project, but it already created. And if you ask like you created when and why did you use, it will also creating another file to use that file, but you have no idea what it created, what it used. And if you go like that, at some point you feel like you lost your control on your project. Defining the project rules, it's really helpful because the cursor is always following that rules. And also if you have a single page application and the front end and the back end in the same file, you can separate the files like a .cs, .tsx, or what is like .py, what you used. It depends on your programming language, of course. So also using the boilerplate is really helpful because in the boilerplate already specified some structures and architecture things, and you can just add all that rules easily into the cursor rules, and it can follow all that things to create. And if you're using cursor on already built projects, when you're prompting to sharing with a small amount count what you want, it's really helpful to show the way to the cursor, to directing to cursor what you want exactly. Creating a PRD file is really helpful, and showing your destination to the cursor. It's like you can easily prompt the cursor like implement the 1A or 1B, and when it's achieved that things you can commit. You should commit all that things 1A completed, 1B completed, or milestone 1 achieved, because it can easily mess up the codes. That's why you always separate that jobs and really small amount of jobs, and you should go step by step each of them. You should commit, because if you want to go to the backwards, sometimes it's a little bit hard if you make too many chains. So the committing each step is really helpful. And also if you start on some point, you should start from new chat. That means you didn't describe something well. And also you should add some rules if you need, like if it's not following something, that means there is a lacking there. You should add this thing. What is that lacking to your prompt? Or you should add this thing. What is the lacking to your cursor rules?